Welcome to this presentation of virtual ownership for inventory management for real estate companies. GEOOWN is a virtual ownership platform, and we'll walk you through what benefits it is for a real estate company. So, virtual ownership means you can have a digital twin of your physical product, and it's very easy for you to create it. So you can create virtual ownership for any product you own. The process is simple and intuitive, and the data is aligned with the process. It enables green recycling. It is as a service model and is deployed in 10 minutes. It's so easy to understand and learn. It saves your employees and management times, and processes are optimized. And you also benefit a lot from managing all the goods you have dispersed across your real estate company. It can be integrated with your ERP system, and we will cover use cases for field operators and customer service agents. So let's dive into it. So you have all these installations across, and you have equipment in these installations. So these are some of the equipments you have, and you need to manage all aspects of this equipment. Now, GEOOWN Virtual Ownership Platform is, let's look at some of the equipments which you have. And in recent times, you have charging point equipment with electric cars, and you have these residential complexes, and you have a number of tenants who stay there. And then you have your employees, field operators, and customer service agent, which cater to all your tenants. And you would also interact with equipment companies which supply you the equipment, and perhaps insurance companies which insure your equipment. So you have this whole gamut, and GEOOWN Virtual Ownership caters to all processes in this ecosystem. So let's look at what happens. So this is the GEOOWN Virtual Ownership platform, and in a real estate company, you need to log in as a company user, and this is for a single user across the world who owns goods. This is for manufacturer who manufactures goods and sells it to users like you, a real estate company, or a normal user. And then you have logins for retailers, insurance companies, telecom operators, leasing companies, and so on. Anything to do with managing the goods and its life cycle. That is what virtual ownership does. Now let's walk through some of the use cases. So once you log in as a user inside, let's look at what you see. So what happens is you basically come to this place where you see all your goods. Now you see all your goods in one place. So it could be thousands and thousands of goods which are there. Now we'll look at one or two use cases, how you add new products. So you can either add a new product by just clicking here, and you look at your product you have, and it may so happen that your product is already added by some other person somewhere in the world. So your model which is added, or you can add a new model. So let's look at both use cases. In this case, let's look at a washing machine, and you already have a Bosch or Miele washing machine. So you could add a Bosch washing machine and then this model and your serial number of your particular Bosch washing machine of this make and model, and you add it to the list of products. Next, you could add something which is not there. So let's say you have a dryer or dishwasher. Let's take a dishwasher. And here you have the manufacturer, which is LG. But in this case, you would require a Bosch dishwasher, and it's not there. So you just create a manufacturer and add it. Here you could also create a new category. If you don't see it, you could just add a new category. And a dishwasher of Bosch, you need to add a model. So let's look at a dishwasher of Bosch. Let me pause it for a moment. So let's say our dishwasher is this model, which is SHX88PZ65N. So let's add this model, and we have bought it from the local dealer. So we just select this model and add this new model here, and add this as a new model. And we basically add the serial number of our particular machine and add it to the list of products. Now you have two products here. One which already one is a product or a model which already has a virtual identity created by someone else of his machine. And then you have created your own new machine, which is a dishwasher from Bosch. So let's see what happens. So we generate a GEOOWN identity for both of them. And what happens is, for the washing machine, which already had a identity created by someone else, you get immediately identity for your machine, your make of that model, and it's number 3, which is there. And for the dishwasher from Bosch, it goes through a review process in the GEOOWN admin team to verify that it's actually a machine which is manufactured by Bosch with this number and it's the right machine. And then the first virtual ownership number is generated. After the first is generated, any user who comes in just needs to select the drop down and select his own model and generate a GEOOWN identity for that. So let's look at how we see it on the dashboard. So let's see on the dashboard. So what has happened is, let's look at all entries which we have. So what has happened is, right now we created 2 washing machines, one washing machine, one dishwasher. So this already has a virtual identity of its own. Now let's see the use cases of a virtual identity. Once a virtual identity is there, it is an untagged product. So you need to buy a small tag for this, which is basically a reflection of this number. And what we do is we send you a code, a product, a tag like this, which you attach on your equipment. So it could be your washing machine, it could be any kind of equipment you have. And it has a unique identity which identifies that equipment from the millions and millions of products. So when you look at this identity particularly, it is basically that unique model which you have. So this is your unique model and your number. Now let's see what we can do with this unique identity. Once this is stuck on your product, once the tag is bought, you see something like this. So it is tagged and it is ready for use, and it is physically owned by you. Now let's look at the use cases. Now here, what you can do is, in your washing machine, you can basically add all information about your product. So let me take you one step ahead, and I'll show you something which we have already added data for. I think it is this one. Yeah. So we have added data here, and it was purchased on some time ago for this cost. And all its receipts and everything are here. And you could add any document you want to add. So you could choose whatever file you want to add, let's say a receipt or a data sheet. And then you could add all these kind of user manual, specification, warranty, everything here. So you have everything in one click for review. And you just upload it, and then it is added here for reference anytime. You could also add accessories, and you have all the specifications also, which will come in the next iteration. And what you do is you save this. Here you have 2 fields where you could disable communication through this product identity. So anyone, so suppose it's your tenant, he could communicate to you through this tag which is stuck on this product here. And he could say the washing machine is not working or something of that sort. So the tag is stuck on the product. Let's just illustrate it here. It is stuck on the product here. And whatever information, and it's a QR code which you saw here. So let's just look at the tag so it clarifies your view. So this is the tag which is stuck on the product here. And you can communicate, anyone can communicate through this to the owner of the good. In this case, it is the real estate company and the team which is managing the products there. So let's look at what happens. So you can communicate either through the email or through the mobile phone. So let's take a use case. What happens? Now, suppose there's some issue with your product, and let's take a code here of this particular product which is there. Let's say this one. And it's your tenant who wants to communicate with you. So he can either scan this code here to report on the product, scan QR code, or enter virtual number on GEOOWN.com. So once he scans this, it opens a window which allows him to communicate. So he can go to the bathroom and say, okay, this machine is not starting, or the handle is broken, or door is broken, and I need a spare part for it. And he could just communicate that to the owner, which is the real estate company. Or what he could do is he could enter this number on the GEOOWN platform and basically submit on the communication here. And then you get this message box here where he can say there's no message from the owner. So in this case, he's communicating something back. So let me put some random phone number and a random email. And this is the tenant's email and tenant's mobile number. And he says the machine door has broken and is not working. And he says send a message. And let's see what happens. So the message is successfully sent to the owner. So let's look at the message now. So in this case, the tenant has sent a message to the employee at the real estate company who's managing the products. So it could be the team which has access to this data. And basically they get this number that this tenant has some issue and the machine door has broken. Now, what they just need to do is they need to perhaps go to the machine here, and they already have this machine information here, which is there. This machine, which is the identity of that particular machine, and they find the details in the specification. What part do they need to order? What do they need to do, and so on. And soon we'll have other inputs here which will automate this process also with the manufacturer. But right now he has all the information on the fingertips about the machine, and he can just take the next steps and not waste time. Now let's move back to this slide deck. And here, as you can see, you can have many different kind of questions here. Where is the location of that machine? Where is it located? And all these interactions which go on, my equipment is not working, which apartment, he knows exactly where it is located. All that information is there in this product window which he sees. So this customer service agent typically logs on to his screen, his account, and this accesses to a number of customer service agents at your company which have access to this data. And they can basically manage this whole show. And you have a number of questions which come here when you deal with the equipment company or with the tenant, and it simplifies the whole process. So he knows exactly where his inventory is, what the issue is, what part has broken, what part he needs to order. The whole entire process is simplified. Now you have all the details: make, model, year of installation, location, warranty insurance, maintenance insurance reminders. You also have green credentials, which means that you can sell the product to the next owner and so on. So basically you embrace a green way of life, the whole recycling way of life. And let's look at that aspect in a moment. So let's go to the dashboard again. Let me remove the markings we have made here. Now, here you can also sell a product. Once you have used this product for 10 years, 15 years, you can either recycle it or you can put it for selling for some second-hand user who takes the product and uses it. And here you transfer the ownership to the next owner. So the data goes out from your account and the virtual ownership pops up in his account, and he is now the owner. And you could have any kind of IoT service or something which is seamlessly transferred. So you have all aspects of product ownership covered in this, and it is very useful for you as a real estate company to manage all your products. So let's go to the next one. So you have a lot of benefits, and these are the benefits. And essentially it saves you a lot of time and efforts and money, and it makes your life simple. You embrace a green lifestyle for your company, which is what most companies in the world are trying to have. And you can have accurate knowledge of your products with passive active tags, product information, all these things. So I hope you got the whole concept of virtual ownership, and there are many aspects to it. We have just covered a few aspects here, but thanks for listening.